All right, you guys, get ready to do some science. This is really an opportunity for us to build the pipeline for the STEM professionals that our community needs.
This program gives kids another motivation to be here every day and engage. That's, I think, our biggest impact. Kids are excited about learning.
Dr. Kelly Christopher, founder, CEO of STEM Greenhouse. What is your purpose and goal in creating STEM Greenhouse? We're here at Innovation Central High School, and this is a learning environment for part of your program, STEM 2.0. Tell us about that and how this came to be.
I started STEM Greenhouse doing math programming for girls. That led to doing a lot of middle school programming. But let's say the child is in the 8th grade, they've aged out of my program, I had no other place for them. And so we were really looking for a space where we could continue mentoring our students and also just ensuring that their math and science classes were appropriate for getting into some engineering or science programming. We want the students to be able to get out of poverty. Most of our students, like over 97%, have free or reduced lunch. And so it was important for us to give them opportunity to succeed.
How long has STEM Greenhouse been around, and what really was the core piece that made you create this?
STEM Greenhouse was founded 10 years ago. What I found was that not all students had the opportunity to go into a STEM career because they did not have the proficiency levels in math and science. And I remember I went to my old elementary school to get started, and I looked at all of the test results, and not one student in that middle school was proficient in science. So I knew that this was something that was important to me. I wanted other students to be able to just have that chance, have that opportunity, and I knew that part of that was math and science proficiency that we would have to focus on. And a lot of STEM programs, you know, they might have robotics, they might have coding, but very few focus on those foundational subjects to be successful in STEM. You know, they're gonna have to take those college entrance exams. If you're not proficient in math, you're not going to do well on those. This is limiting your scholarship opportunities, it's limiting what schools you can attend. So by focusing on those core math and science skills, we're just giving them a lot more variety of options, you know.
But so when you look to the future, what are your hopes and your goals there?
My goal would be to serve more schools in the way that we're serving at Central, where we have staff that work at the school. They're there all day. Our staff are helping all of the science teachers. They're helping all of the math teachers. I think that sort of integration into the school building, it's a model that I want to spread to middle schools, even some elementary schools, because we want them to come to high school with a certain level of math and science proficiency. We want them to come to middle school with a certain level of math proficiency. So the sooner we can get integrated into that system, helping teachers and helping students, the better.
It's no secret, STEM is not easy. It's not an easy thing to get into. It's not an easy thing to maintain. And so you need that continuous support. I wish I had a program like this when I was getting into mathematics because it was a tough journey, and we're just here to make it as manageable as possible for our students. Math and science isn't what they probably always thought it was. It's around them all the time. It's constantly evolving. It's fun, it's exciting. And I think when they leave this program, they're gonna be excited to figure out even more about math and science and everything that's involved STEM, because it's so much more than they probably originally thought. Kids are excited to go to school. And I think that's the secret, right? You wanna get kids to come here, they wanna be a part of learning. And when you get them excited about it, that's the biggest impact I see is kids are excited to come, kids wanna brag to me that, I came to school 5 straight days, I was in all my hours. That's the key. This program gives kids another motivation to be here every day and engage.
We was like mixing vinegar and baking powder together. You know, at first, I thought it was gonna like explode at first, but like the balloon, it just filled up with air, you know. I didn't know I could do stuff like that at first. You know, science projects, I like that growing up because, you know, stuff would explode and, you know, stuff like that. I like physics, and we do like, you know, Newton's law, emotion, stuff like that. I really like it overall. I'm a gamer, so I like doing a lot of, you know, computer stuff. And so I'm gonna do like electrical engineering and stuff like that. It's gonna help me like understand how to to use computers and edit. You know, it helps you like, you know, want to learn stuff like that.
I remember watching like the Black Panther movies and just getting so inspired by that, seeing people of color in high-tech environments and technology and laboratories and things like that. I thought it would be really cool to have something similar, inspired, you know, by those movies. And I just think it's important for students to be in spaces that celebrate their culture and their heritage. Like there really is no African art in these spaces. So now we can add something that they've never seen before and everybody can appreciate it and celebrate it.
Cultural relevance, I think, is the most significant part about our program. I don't know the exact statistic, but I believe less than 5% of teachers in America are Black or brown, and that doesn't reflect the student population. And so having educators that kind of you know, remind students of themselves is so important for them to see, like, oh, someone like myself takes school seriously, wants to be educated. There's just that relatability piece that's so important that I think our program brings in terms of curriculum, in terms of the educational experience. My goal is to build problem solvers and leaders. I want to build the individuals that are going to solve the problems that we don't even know are coming yet.
Does it fill your heart to see the changes that you've made over the last 10 years?
You know, this work has always brought me a lot of joy. But I would say there was a time when it was very difficult because we're doing something different. But now we're just in a real good sweet spot of people that have recognized the value of this and that want to partner. And so the potential, you know, those opportunities has really grown within the last few years. And I'm really excited about that.
Celebrating vibrant people.
Captivating places and remarkable things.
This is Living West Michigan.
I'm all about